Hello everyone. My name is Heidi Pablo, and today we will be discussing about the introduction of revenue management. Bago tayo magsimula sa lesson na to, I would like to ask everyone lang if um what do you think about the phrase or about this slide wherein nakalagay na revenue equals profit. Do you think na this phrase is like true or is it false? Na do you believe na revenue is equals to profit? Kasi di ba sometimes na nagagamit natin siya interchangeably. So do you think na revenue is the same as profit? So to further discuss about this, let's define first muna yung revenue. So, revenue is the total amount of sales in a specific time period. Ano ba nakukuha yung revenue? And the formula for revenue is the total units sold times the unit price equals revenue. So, yun yung revenue. So, yung magkano nabenta mo in a specific time period times doon sa price na nakaset. So, that's the revenue. So, ayun yung definition ng revenue. And with that being said, tingin nyo ba, nagkaroon naman kayo ng idea if like, parehas yung revenue or yung profit? So, malalaman natin yan along we discuss this topic and marirealize nyo na, okay, ganito pala siya. So, ayun, going back to the revenue, sa isang business, sa tingin nyo, ano na ba yung next step kapag like may revenue na? Meron nang na-acquire na revenue yung isang business. Di ba kapag gano'n naman, hindi naman natin agad like ginagastos or inahati na agad natin siya. Siyempre as a business owner, gusto natin paikutin yung pera. So doon pasok yung revenue management. Revenue management is about managing, planning, strategically planning to how to maximize the revenue. So, revenue management is a strategic approach to pricing and selling products or services to maximize revenue. So, ayun nga, meron ng revenue business. So, with revenue management, doon pinag-aaralan kung paano siya gagamitin ng mas maayos, i-maximize ng mas maayos para umikot yung pera. Kasi yun naman yung goal ng business, na paikutin yung pera para lumago siya ng lumago. So, ayun. So, hearing that definition, meron tayong maririnig na strategic and yung word niya pricing. So, why do you think na-highlight yung strategic at yung pricing? So, strategic pricing is a key tactic of revenue management. So, paano siya naging key tactic? Diba? Pricing is yung parang, kapag sa isang business owner, dapat, malagay yung price, diba? Kasi, syempre, ito yung mag-a-attract sa customer mo kung bibilhin ba nila isang product or hindi. And dapat magkaroon ka ng strategic pricing kasi yung pricing mo ng product, nagkakaroon niya ng communication with the customers. May message silang napaparating sa customers. For example, sabihin natin nakita mo 200 pesos yung ballpen. Do you ano yung like personal na initial reaction na nakukuha mo as you see the price of a ballpen? But like first naman na maisip mo is ang mahal naman yan, parang ano ba yung material na ginamit diyan, bakit 200 yung ballpen, ganyan. And ano bang special diyan, ganyan, 'di ba? So, like, doon pa lang, nakikita mo pa lang yung price nun, may communication na between the price and then excuse me, the price and then the customer. So, with that pa lang, makikita na agad yung makikita or made-determine agad yung possible na revenue na maa-acquire ng company mo. So, if like sabihin natin 200 pesos yung ballpen mo and ganun yung initial na reaction ng mga customers, do you think na customers will buy your product? No. So, with that, magre-reflect yun sa revenue. So, if walang bibili or wala talagang bibili no product mo, so mababa yung revenue mo. So you have to like think for ways forward kung paano mo siya gagawin, paano mo pataasin yung revenue mo. Kailangan mo siyang ma-plot. Of course, as you plot it, babalik ka pa rin sa pricing mo kasi nga yun yung nag-a-attract sa sa business mo para magkaroon ng revenue eh. So, with that parang scenario or with that context or situation, marirealize natin na okay, the role of pricing is important talaga. That is why strategic pricing is really advisable and the key tactic sa revenue management. Kasi again nga, sila yung nag-a-attract para pumasok yung pera sa business mo. So, as we talk about pricing, so paano nga ba yung strategic pricing? So, di ba nabanggit ni Sir last meeting na dapat yung pag-set ng price is nasa equilibrium. Dapat halfway yung business owner and yung customer, how much yung willing i-pay ng customer without sacrificing yung cost and quality ng product na ibebenta natin. So, pricing for hospitality products should be directly related to those products cost, but the cost should not dictate the product or depend the price of it. So, most commonly na mistake na ginagawa sa hospitality products. Wait lang. Ano ba muna yung mga hospitality products? For context, hospitality products ay yung mga product na binibenta natin sa industry natin such as food, beverage, accommodation, events, mga ganyan. So, excuse me. So, one of the mistakes about it is yung mga kalendarya, di ba? Like, sineset nila yung price ng binibenta nilang pagkain kung magkano nila yung nagastos. Like, kung magkano nila nagastos yung sabihin natin ulam na adobo, kung magkano nila nagastos yun, mostly ganun din yung pricing nun. So parang may profit bang nadaragdag? Wala, parang kung how much lang yung cost, ganun lang. Ayun sinasabi dito na dapat hindi nakadepend yung cost ng isang product sa price niya kasi ayun, bukod doon sa sinabi ko na parang nakadepend yung mga nagbebenta sa karinderya sa cost. Isa pang reason is that hindi naman staple yung mga prices ng mga sabi natin ingredients, hindi habang buhay. Sabi natin kilo na isang baboy is 80 pesos. Hindi naman habang buhay ganun. Because meron ding instances na nagkakaroon ng inflation. So like day by day or time to time, nagbabago yung prices. So hindi mo naman like pwedeng everyday nagbabago yung price na binibenta mo. Kasi mawawala yung consistency ng pagsiset mo ng price sa product mo and anong magiging impression sa mga sa customers or consumers mo na paiba-iba, di ba? So that is why pricing is very important sa revenue management, and pricing should not be hindi dapat nakadepend sa cost, or hindi dapat yun ang magdidikta ng ng price ng isang product. So that is why, ayun, in to sum it all, in revenue management, pricing plays a crucial role. So ayun, so I hope that everyone gets yung usapan natin for this lesson. This is only an introduction about revenue management, and strategic pricing would be discussed furtherly sa next na chapters of this. So ayun, moving on to our topic. So di ba kanina tinanong ko, is it revenue equals to profit? Diba? So and we first define the revenue. So now we will go to the profit. But before that, I would like to ask, do you guys envision yourself na magtayo ng business in the long run or like in the future? But like, how personally, I would like to establish a business in the future. Kasi like, you know, it is a passive income and it's a good source of income then. Pero like, of course, part of or like characteristic of a business or being an entrepreneur is being a risk taker. So, sa business, hindi naman natin alam kung maglalago ba siya or hindi. So, ayun. So, but all in all, kahit na ganun pa rin, gusto ko pa rin magtayo ng business because one of the pinakang purpose ko is, of course, the profit. Sabi ko nga kanina, it's a passive income. So, I think that most of the people are, yun yung main goal din nila, main purpose din nila, diba? Na profit. So, we get that naman. And it's okay naman din na yun yung purpose ng business mo. However, diba, one of the, as we talk about this, the purpose of business, meron tayong isang, actually there's two purpose of business, yung profit fallacy and then yung return of investment fallacy. And we will talk about the profit fallacy. So, nasabi ko kanina na, as a personally, gusto ko magtayo ng business and ang main purpose ko is the profit. So, since yun yung goal ko, yun yung purpose ko, ano yung naisip kong like ways forward? Paano makuha ko yung goal ko? Of course, diba, like, kung ikaw sa person na ganun din ang goal mo or main purpose mo sa pag-establish ng business, technically, what you would like most likely to do is, you'll price your product higher so you can gain profit, diba? Alam mo yung tinasabi natin tubong lugaw, diba? Yung mga ganun, marami tinahin, pag nakakarinig tayo ng product ng sobrang mahal, ang sasabihin natin tubong lugaw na 1 to, ano, diba? And because magro-root yun sa purpose nila na gusto nilang kumakuha agad ng malaking kita, diba? That is why there's profit fallacy. We're talking about profit fallacy. And what do we mean by fallacy ba? So to define first, fallacy is like something na you know it's right, you thought it's right but it's wrong. It's like misconception. So profit fallacy, misconception about having profit in business, is establishing business. So, sa business kasi, hindi lang naman siya like, gain ka lang ng profit. Hindi lang naman siya one way na gain ka lang, kuha ng profit. Of course, in business, may mga customers ka na dapat alagaan. You have to make your business a customer-centric rather than a company-centric. Kasi you have to take care of your customer, bumalik-balik pa rin sila sa business or sa product na binibenta mo, di ba? And customer are yung mag-bring sa'yo ng revenue kasi sila yung bibili ng product mo. And we can't just, can just focus sa magiging ka ng profit. Parang yun lang yung, ano mo, yung side or like perception mo sa business mo na, ano, papasukin mo lang yung pera. Of course, you have to take care of your customer. Well, so, and to define profit, profit is the net value achieved by a seller and a buyer in a business transaction. And profit, ang formula niya, di ba nagkaroon tayo ng formula sa revenue? Ang formula naman ng profit is revenue less the expenses. Do you get it na? Of course, di ba, as you, pag binibenta mo yung product, meron pa rin expenses na in our cost doon kung paano mag-iwan yung product. So, revenue minus kung paano, how much ginagastos mo as you make the product, and that is your profit. Yan yung income mo. So, ayun. Successful business persons understand that in any rational business transaction, both buyer and seller gain. So, in business industry, in business speaking, hindi dapat na business lang, seller lang yung mag-gain ng profit kasi in business, both party wants to gain something. The buyer and the seller wants to gain something. And buyers seek to acquire something that they want more than they want to keep. So, just like the seller na gusto mag-gain ng profit, buyers also seek profit, but not in a way na katulad ng seller. And what do we mean by that? So, for example, I have 10 pesos and ball pen costs 10 pesos. And I'm a student, diba? Like, know that I'm a student and I have 10 pesos and there's a ball pen. And you are, for example, you are selling a ball pen. And paano nagkakaroon ng ano dito? Ano ba yung idea ng buying process or like yung pagbili? So, me as a buyer, I value na student. I value the ball pen more because beneficial sa akin, because magagamit ko sa pag-aaral, sa pagsusulat, sa pag-exam. Technically, magagamit ko siya ng marami at mas maayos since necessity siya sa akin. So, yung value ko sa ball pen is more than sa what I have, which is the 10 pesos. So, parang yung ball pen is not just 10 pesos for me. It's more than 10 pesos because it serves a purpose sa akin because necessity siya. And then, in seller's perspective naman, 10 pesos is more important than the ball pen, diba? Kasi yung purpose nila magkaroon ng profit, revenue mo na, pero ng revenue to gain profit. So, there's an exchange. Nag-trade sila. Ayun nga, to reiterate it, buyers seek to acquire something that they want more than they want to keep. So, as a buyer, mas gusto kong i-keep yung ballpen kaysa sa 10 pesos ko. Kasi, ayun nga, it serves a purpose for me, diba? It's more valuable than me. It's more valuable things or product kaysa dun sa 10 pesos ko, kaysa dun sa pera ko. So, do you get the logic behind it, diba, na buyers seek something na they are willing to let go rather than to keep what they have. Ganun yung idea na kaya yung mga buyers they also seek profit or to gain something. And profit is not the trader's main concern. What is given up versus what is gained is the main concern. So, katulad din ng sinabi ko, yung buyer, hindi sila into the way how sellers see it. So, like, they are more on the how willing they are to give up what they have to acquire something more valuable. Ganon yung thinking ng buyer. And ito yung profit na gusto nilang makuha. And while in the seller's perspective naman, it's the money, it's the income, it's the physical, it's the cash, technically it's the money na magbibring ng profit sa kanila. So that's the idea of profit fallacy na yung if yung purpose na isang business is to gain lang like one way lang, it should be two way. Kasi you have to establish a business na the customer would willing to give up what they have. Dapat ma-establish mo sa business mo yung value ng product mo. For example, sige sabihin natin yung matcha since matcha is trending nowadays. So, like matcha, sabihin natin ang binibenta mo is matcha and it is 250 pesos. So, you have to make your matcha na masarap, na quality, so that willing sila mag-spend ng 250 pesos for that because, there's much more value pag nakuha nila yung matcha mo, diba? And of course, yung product mo naman, hindi naman yan like cup of tea ng everyone. Example, you're selling matcha. And matcha is not everyone's cup of tea. There would be person na prefer yung coffee. So, like, hindi sila same intensity nung isang person na mahilig sa matcha and isang person na mahilig sa coffee to buy that. So, you have to consider also that na iba-iba rin yung perspective ng isang tao sa sa product mo, 'di ba? So that's the idea of profit fallacy. And going back to our questions nung unang slide, which is the question na is revenue equals to profit? And I hope na realize nyo na revenue is hindi pa yung actual na income or yung profit. Revenue is like the pre-profit. Kasi sa revenue, hindi pa siya nalales. And yung profit is less na yung expenses. So, the answer for that is no. Hindi sila synonyms, hindi na sila parehas. So, with that, that's the discussion about the introduction of revenue management and the discussion about profit fallacy, and we will now go to the return on investment fallacy, which is another purpose of business and to be discussed by one of my members.
Hi, so now let's have a short discussion about return on investments or ROI. Ano nga ba ang ROI? Alam ko marami sa inyo madalas naririnig ang return on investments or ROI sa kahit anong social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube, or kahit anong usapan na about sa business. So ngayon, pag-usapan natin ano nga bang ROI. So basically, ang ROI is a ratio na ginagamit para i-calculate ang profit and investments cost. So basically, ang ROI is yung balik ng pera mula sa ininvest mong pera sa isang business. For example, nag-take ka ng risk. Nag-invest ka ng 100,000 sa isang business for you to make a 10,000 per year. So that's 10% return. That is your ROI. So, paano nga ba natin makukuha ang ROI mo and kung gaano katagal mo mapupuno, kung gaano katagal mo mababawi yung pera na ininvest mo? Ganito lang yan. 100,000, which is your capital or investments cost, divided by 10,000, your ROI. So equal 100,000 divided by 10,000 is equals to 10 or 10%. So basically, within 10 years, dun mo pa lamang masasabi na bawi ka na, or dun mo pa lamang mababawi yung pera na ininvest mo sa isang business. Let's have another example. For example, nag-invest ka ng 1 million pesos sa isang business, sa isang marketing business. And they have to offer ROI equivalent to that amount is either 2 million or 3 million worth of sales and revenues. So that's your ROI. So now, let's move on to the next topic, the purpose of revenue management. Professional revenue management can increase companies' profits and owners' ROI through pricing techniques. Sa isang business kasi, napakalaking impact ng paggamit ng iba't ibang uri ng pricing techniques. Napakalaking hatak nito, especially when you're a startup business pa lang. Sa pricing, nagbe-base yung mga customer kung worth it ba yung price sa product na makukuha nila or matatanggap nila or sa service na matatanggap nila. Next is analyzing the data about trends, customers' demand, and strategic pricing. Gathering data can somehow give us edge among other competitors, like knowing about the trends, knowing about the customers' demands, at pag-provide ng magandang products or service na magugustuhan ng ating mga target customers. Revenue management are also responsible for balancing the overall net profit. Like ito yung guide or ito yung nag-guide sa owner kung paano mapapaikot o mapapalago yung profit na nakuha sa isang kumpanya nang hindi ito nalulugi o hindi bumabagsak ang kumpanya. Moreover, ang purpose din ng revenue management ay para ma-maximize ang revenue through determining the right price for products or services na nakabase sa factors na nakaka-apekto rito, tulad ng demand, market conditions, and consumer behavior. It ensures that the right products at the right price is sold to the right consumer. Hence, revenue management is an integral part of a business sa kahit anong industry. Also, with the utilization of your business resources, implementing effective revenue management strategies can provide a competitive edge in the market. What is customer-centric revenue management? It is the idea kung paano mag-organize ng kita or profit na nakatuon sa pangangailangan ng mga target customers natin or mamimili. What is channel? Channel sa konteksto ng business ay paraan o pamamaraan kung paano may paparating sa mga mamimili or target customers ang ating product or services.
Hi everyone, my name is Trish and I'll be presenting the revenue management principles and the revenue management for hoteliers. Now let's first tackle the revenue management principles. In this, we have 5 key foundational principles: the introduction to revenue management, strategic pricing, value, differential pricing, and the revenue manager's role. Miss Heidi already talked about the introduction to revenue management, so we'll now proceed to strategic pricing. In every aspect of your business, it's always the money that talks. Hence, pricing is the most important part. But there are always limitations such as the fluctuating market conditions, the demand and supply, price elasticity, and sensitivity. Kaya ang pag-establish ng price strategically ay isang malaking challenge sa isang business ng industriya. Ang strategic pricing sa revenue management ay isa sa mga core principles that aims to utilize the factors affecting the price of one's service or products. And these factors are the demands, how do the competitors set their pricing, market conditions, and most importantly, the consumer's behavior. It aims to utilize this without sacrificing the market share or its profitability. Value. Like beauty, it is in the eye of the beholder. Value plays a central role in revenue management because it influences the pricing decision, market positioning, or the ability to communicate and influence consumers' perceptions with regards to your product or service offered, customer engagement strategies, and your target consumers' buying behaviors to actually pay the price you set for your service or product. Bakit ito importante? Kasi this justifies your pricing strategy. In this way, it will set an image to your target market na you are the best for them. As a revenue manager, understanding the factors that give and influence value perceptions among your target consumers can optimize the revenue and profitability effectively. Differential pricing. In this principle, we will understand why an effective revenue manager sets different prices with the understanding of what best satisfies the desires of their potential consumers. Because they utilize various well-established differential pricing techniques na makakatulong sa kanila to increase their company's profitability through charging different prices to customers with factors that influences their willingness to pay, such as customer characteristics, location at which the sale is made, its timing, and the quantity of the product or service that can be purchased or availed. The best example for this are the student, senior, and PWD discounts. Their willingness to pay are affected because of their set of background and characteristics and circumstances compared to a regular paying customers. The revenue manager's role in this topic, it poses a question of why is specialized knowledge required to effectively price and manage the sale of hospitality industry's goods and services. Lodging and food service industry are managed differently from other consumer products dahil sa kanilang constrained supply. And what do you mean by constrained supply? Ang constrained supply ay isang situation wherein a business quantity of resources or capacity to offer its products or services is limited. In hospitality industry, its capacity to increase in an instant, its products and services for sale is limited or constrained. The best example for this ay kung paano mabilis and instant makapag-cater ang ibang industry sa demand ng consumer like tech and digital industry sa patuloy na pag-increase ng laptops and phone demand compared to a fully booked hotel. Like in Boracay, even though the demands of consumers are continuously increasing, hindi nila kaya ma-accommodate lahat ng consumers that want to avail their products dahil limited ang kanilang quantity and they don't have the capability to increase it in an instant. This topic concludes that revenue managers in the hospitality industry are different because of their work ethics and knowledge with regards to their tasks, responsibilities, and duties performed, especially in the decision making that influences the company's profitability. Revenue management for hoteliers. In this topic, we will talk about the 4 chapters of revenue management tactics and strategies that today's revenue managers of the hospitality and lodging industry uses. Forecasting demand. Forecasting demand plays a crucial role in revenue management strategies because forecasting demand specifically in the lodging and hospitality industry determines the future demand for hotel rooms and services based on the resources that they already have, such as the past market data and the market trends. Through this, hoteliers can anticipate and make proactive market decisions about the damages that fluctuations in the market conditions could bring. Inventory and price management. Overbooking ang isa sa mga controversial problem ng mga hotel at bilang isang customer. Hence, why inventory and price management is important for revenue managers. With effective management of inventory and adjusting of prices based on consumer demands, hotels can optimize its revenue and profitability while being competitive in focusing to deliver exceptional guest experience without the hassle. Distribution channel management. This process is a vital part in maximizing the revenue and optimizing room rates, all the while maintaining the profitability. Distribution channel management is a strategic management through effective utilizing channels such as the hotel website, phone bookings, and online travel agencies like Booking.com, Expedia, and TripAdvisor. Revenue managers in distribution channel management needs to carefully maintain the consistency in pricing the room rates in these different channels to avoid confusion and dissatisfaction among consumers. Evaluation of revenue management efforts in the lodging industry. This is an assessment that critics and evaluates the effectiveness of the strategies implemented in the business to maximize the revenue from room occupancy and amenity services. Revenue manager and hoteliers track essential revenue metrics such as revenue per available per room, average daily rate, and occupancy rate. Through these metrics, the overall revenue regeneration and the efficiency of pricing strategy can be judged if it is effective or not.
Good day everyone, so now I will tackle the part 3, which is the revenue management for food service operator. So what are the 3 most popular methods to determine food service operations menu prices? Number 1 is the product cost percentage. It is the selling price, wherein the selling price is based on the spent to acquire products and ingredients. So as you can see, ito yung formula ng product cost percentage, wherein cost of product sold divided by the all product sales equals to product cost percentage. And then number 2 will be the product cost plus, wherein this pricing method considers an item's product cost and by also adding a specific percentage such as the markup. So itong product cost plus, actually alam na natin to since nanggaling tayo sa coffee shop operation. Diba, nung gumagawa tayo ng costing, meron din tayong dinadagdag ng markup, which is dagdag dito yung labor cost and then other expenses natin such as the electricity and the water. And then the number 3 would be the contribution margin, wherein it is the menu item will be analyzed and determined based on its popularity or lack of popularity on the food service. So it only shows what you need to increase and decrease in the cost. So here's the formula of the contribution margin. Selling price minus the product cost is equals to contribution margin. And now, let's tackle the cost-based menu pricing system. So, sinasabi dito sa cost-based menu pricing system, dapat daw yung mga revenue managers is hindi lang sila nagbe-base sa mga di lang nila dapat binibase yung prices nila sa kung magkano nagko-cost yung product or kung paano gawin yung product nila. Dapat alam din ng mga revenue managers yung mga categories na i-consider nila para dun sa mga prices such as yung highest quality level of food and drink, yung operation ng isang business natin, yung convenience ng business, kung low prices ba, yung atmosphere, and then yung speed ng service natin. So, example dito is yung location of the business. So, kunyari yung business mo is nasa, you can say it is in the BGC. So, syempre, yung location natin is nasa prime location siya. So, yung, we all know, kapag nasa prime location, yung business natin, mataas din yung prices ng binibenta natin. Then, kaya naman, ang location natin is nasa school. So, since yung target natin is yung mga student, syempre, dapat yung prices natin is affordable for the students or kung ano ba yung kaya nilang bilhin. And then, our next topic would be the examination of revenue generating sources. So, quick review lang, yung QSR natin, which means the Quick Service Restaurant. It is also known as a fast food restaurant. So, what is revenue generating sources? Ito yung operations total income based from various revenue sources such as yung product sold, time of day, and then yung method of ordering or delivery natin. So, these revenue sources must be managed in a innovative and effective way. Like, kunyari, adaptation to our technological world as well as kung paano natin gagamitin ng tama yung operation ng specific business natin. Example nito is kung paano natin na-handle. Kunyari, order is from dine-in and then take-out. Dapat yung dine-in and take-out is magkaiba sila. Kasi, pagka magkaspareha sila, magkakaroon ng problem sa delay of service like that. So, dapat yung revenue managers, alam din nila kung paano i-execute ng tama yung mga resources nila. Number 2 would be the measurement of revenue change. Ito lang yung nagde-determine kung yung food service ba natin or yung isang restaurant is nag-increase or nag-decrease ng unit sales. Siyempre, important na alamin natin or i-track natin kung ano ba yung pagbabago na nangyayari sa isang business natin because it will determine if kailangan bang babaan yung mga product sold, kung ano ba yung mga kailangan itaas na product natin, ganun. And then lastly would be the evaluation of revenue generating efficiency. So, when food service operation is managed well, it greatly affects with the efficiency of revenue generating capability. Here, yung best example na binigay dito is yung RevPash. So, ano ba yung RevPash? Ito yung revenue per available seat or important siya lalo na sa isang restaurant because dito malalaman yung availability seat or ng isang restaurant. So, para malaman mo yung RevPash ng iyong restaurant, ito yung formula niya, which is the total period revenue divided by the number of available seats times hours of seat availability is equals to revenue per hour per availability seat per seat hour. So now we will tackle the part 4, which is the revenue management and action. So basically, this revenue management and action, it is just an execution of the revenue managers on how they perform in a business or how they should be performing in a business. So what are their responsibilities? So number 1, it is designing pricing strategy. What is designing pricing strategy? It is an effective pricing strategies wherein it is crucial in making your products competitively priced in the market. So, dapat marunong yung mga revenue managers na mag-analyze kung ano ba dapat yung buying force ng possible buyer ng product na kanilang binibenta. And then, number 2 would be conducting market analysis. Wherein, ito is periodically siya ginagawa ng mga market research and analysis. Dapat alamin din ng mga managers yung main purpose ng business, kung nasa right place ba yung business, and then dito din papasok yung SWOT analysis. Number 3 would be the forecasting, wherein it is the prediction of company's future earnings. Dito na papasok yung historical data ng isang company para malaman nila kung ano yung mga kailangan pa nilang i-improve na product or services or i-improve nga or i-innovate. What are the skills that should be possessed by a revenue manager? So, number 1 would be the analytical skill. So, basically, ito lang yung problem-solving skill wherein revenue manager should know how to identify what are the possible or what are the problems are and how to develop a practical and effective solution for it. And the number 2 would be communication skill. So, syempre, we all know that communication or good communication is required not only in building relationship, but also it also provides for our business to be successful, because it will be the tool for sharing your thoughts, ideas, opinions, and the plans in various parts in a organization. The next one will be financial knowledge. So this knowledge, it helps the business in formulating the overall strategy and balancing the long-term investment in our business. So, syempre, kailangan din i-process to ng mga revenue managers, since they will be managing the revenue, which is the pera ng isang business. And then, also the strategic thinking. This is strategic thinking wherein they will know what are the possible opportunities, the risk, and then kung paano ba palaguin yung business. So, bali dito sa strategic thinking, dito din papasok yung iba nating analysis. Like, pwede din dito pumasok yung SWOT analysis natin sa isang business. And then, lastly is the leadership. Syempre, dapat yung revenue manager ay meron siyang leadership na pinapossess, because leadership provide direction and vision, wherein it also motivate and inspire his other colleagues and help create an effective or good environment in a business. And then the next one would be the willingness to pay segments. The revenue manager should know or should understand what drives the buying behavior of each customer, such as what they want, what they need to take, and what they are willing to pay for such product or service. Also, knowing the right segmentation, it is also ensuring that your product is reaching the right customer or reaching the purpose of your business. And then lastly, revenue managers should understand of how to sort, analyze, and apply such information, because it will determine the company's success. Sabi nga ni W. Edward, hindi lang enough yung do your best. Dapat alam mo din yung mga ginagawa mo, so you will do your best afterwards. So that this entire book actually shows how a business exists only for the purpose of providing value to its customer. And that's all. Thank you.